Hello everyone. This short video will get you situated with Blackboard. I'll be sending the link to you to this video before long. This is my main Blackboard page. Right here you'll see that the course is still unavailable. Don't be distracted by that. By the time you get the welcome email and all that, this Blackboard page will be available and we'll be up and running, and there should be plenty of time to get up to speed. This week I thought I might help you a bit with that by walking you through some of the key features and show you everything you'll need to know to get started. So here we are at our Blackboard page. As you'll hear and as you'll see, probably the first thing you want to do to get started is to start with this Welcome Start Here button. And I'll click around a little bit as we look at this, but this welcome message highlights a few key things you'll want to be aware of as we get started. Now, first and foremost is the course syllabus. No course would be complete without that. We have a separate page for the syllabus here on the sidebar, and I'm not going to go through it here, but just want to make you aware that it's available. I have pasted the whole thing. As I mentioned to you in the early welcome email, we do have a textbook for the course. There's more information about it here. I would urge you to go through the syllabus very carefully. It's your responsibility as much as it's my responsibility to make clear to you the requirements for this course. You'll also see that the syllabus is attached here as a PDF if it's easier for you to just download it and read it that way. Of course, as you go through that syllabus, if you have any questions at all, you can contact me. Please never hesitate to do that. Now, this Blackboard page is organized into course modules. You'll see a separate section here for that. There are going to be 4 units to the course, and there will be a separate module for each unit, and that module will include reading assignments, other assignments, and eventually the exam. We'll have one for each unit. So why don't we go ahead and look at that. Now you'll see on my page I've already made up space for the 4 different modules, but you'll see that only one of them is available to you now. So when you get to this page, you'll probably only see Module 1. As time goes on, we move on to the second and the third unit of the course. I'll make those available to you, but you don't need to worry about them for now. If you go ahead and click on Module 1, you'll see we have reading assignments, a few short videos for you. You could consider them lessons. Notes, which are basically PDF slideshows tied into those lessons. And then discussion and writing assignments. So we'll get to look at all of this. You'll see we have about 5 assigned readings for this first unit. Now, I realize that most of you will not be ready to dive in with each of us. Some of you are still looking to acquire the textbook for the course that I just mentioned. Don't worry about it. 2 of these 5 readings you'll see are not in the textbook, but they are available online. I've linked to them here. You can just go ahead and click on it and do your reading this way. And this will almost certainly carry you through for the first few days. But once you do get the textbook, I'd urge you to read the introduction and then these 2 other things. Sexual morality will be our first topic for the course, if you want to call it that. Now, you might be wondering, when are these reading assignments due? Well, that depends on the assignments that are tied with them. I mean, certainly you'll want to have read everything before the first exam, but you'll see, for instance, there are a couple of discussion assignments in this first unit of the course. Let me go ahead and let's look at discussion assignment 2 first, and then we'll go back to discussion assignment 1, which has to do with rampages, which we haven't talked about yet. Now, first and foremost, deadlines. You'll see that in this discussion board assignment, there's a deadline for Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. You'll probably notice as time wears on that most of the deadlines will be 11:59 p.m., basically midnight, but I just didn't want there to be any confusion between 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. because I get those confused all the time. So usually we're talking about a minute before midnight. That's 11:59 p.m. You'll see this is this discussion board assignment has a couple of phases. It will require you to follow up in a couple of ways on this one assigned reading. The one, does morality depend on religion? That's the one I just opened up. Now, these discussion boards are found in the discussions section of our Blackboard page. You can see here that I moved over to the left. Let's go ahead and click on this. As time wears on, I'll be adding more discussion forums depending on whatever assignments or tasks we have at hand. But for now, we have just these two. And you'll notice that part of a discussion board assignment has to do with questions you might raise about it. Everybody should post one question in keeping with the guidelines of the assignment. Then the second phase of that will involve you trying to answer someone else's question. So you would go in, you would click on create a thread to post your question. By the next day, there should be enough questions out there. I'd like you to look at them, consider as many as possible, and reply to at least one. You can reply to more if you like, but one would be the minimum. This is one way we're going to try to help each other with the material. And then we have a separate discussion forum where you can react to it in keeping with the guidelines I posted. And hopefully that will generate interesting discussion as well. Now, the guidelines say that you should post a comment to at least one person. Now, if you get an interesting comment and you feel like replying to it, you can. That's not a specific requirement, but keep in mind, the more you contribute to these discussion boards, the more credit you can earn for course participation. That's something I'll be keeping my eye on as the course wears on. And by the way, I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a cold. I'm a little stuffy, a little hoarse, but hopefully you can understand me. Now, I don't expect that we will have this videos like this for every single reading throughout the course. But given that some of what we're working on this early stage is foundational, and I want us all to get a little bit of support as we get up to speed with philosophy, which might be a new subject for many of you, I've recorded a number of videos, some, well, of moderate length, others a little longer. These are optional. This is the sort of thing I would do if this were a lecture class, and I figure it might be of help to any number of you. I would give these videos a try. If you find anything we're reading confusing, you could consider using these videos for support. So they are recommended, I'll put it that way. And we have 3 of them representing different readings. I believe the one on sexual morality covers actually 2 of the 5 readings I've assigned. So basically everything is covered here in the readings for the first unit except for that introductory section. Now, those were the lesson videos. The notes are just PDFs based on those videos. We've already looked at the discussion assignments. Oh, well, let's go back because we haven't yet talked about discussion assignment number 1, which actually is not in the discussion forum here, but instead, here's something you'll want to do on RAM pages. Now, there's going to be a second video coming around that will give you some details on how to get up and running with RAM pages. Basically, I can tell you here, you'll want to email me or just a brief message. Let me know that you're getting up and running here. If you send me your VCU email, I can use that to get you enrolled in our Blackboard page. In the meantime, you'll want to go to rampages.us and register there if you haven't already. Now, we'll get a visual look at this a little later with the next video, but I can say now that you'll also find a link to our course RAM page, and there'll be more details about that in the other video. Finally, we have a couple of writing assignments. Now, you'll notice both of these are in the neighborhood of 400 words. It's possible down the road that other assignments will be a little longer. Maybe some will even be a little shorter. but you can expect this sort of pace for each of the 4 units, a couple of things along these lines. Now, here you'll find the prompt. The thing you'll want to be aware of for each of these assignments is that they should be submitted electronically as a Word document via Blackboard. So, for these running assignments, you would go ahead and click on the heading here. What you'll want to do, once you've written your essay on your computer and it's saved, please note that there are a couple of options here. Text submission. You would click on this and write it right in there. Please don't do that. It would work much better if you submitted this as a Microsoft Word file. Once you've written and saved it, click on Browse My Computer. And select your file. Attach it. And that's it. It will come into my system on the other end. I can grade it in Blackboard using a rubric that I posted, and it might be a good idea to look at the rubric. Now, I don't know if this will make much sense to you right now, but it should once you take a careful look at the assignment. And then you'll be able to find your grade in Blackboard in the gradebook once it's done. Once I've finished grading. So that covers everything in the Get Started page that I won't be covering elsewhere. You'll notice here again there are some details about RAM pages. Look those over again. I'll be following up in a separate email. But in the meantime, you can certainly feel free to go to rampages.us. As you can see here, register if you haven't already. Once you're registered, let me know, and then I'll take the next step, invite you to become an author on our blog, and then you'll be ready to go ahead and post your first introduction. So I'll be sending you a second video with details about that, but thanks for watching. I look forward to working with you.